I'm Richard Dean Anderson, and Ellie has asked me to ask you to stay tuned for breakfast with Ellie and me, and nobody else. Not even her fiance.
Hero of the 80s, and now, 30 years on, the 7-year series maintains its cult status.
It certainly does, and this weekend, the man behind Mac, Richard Dean Anderson, is here in Auckland for the Armageddon Expo. I was lucky enough to catch up with him yesterday. I recently watched the pilot.
Of what?
Of Macgyver.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I haven't seen
It's on YouTube.
that.
And it starts off with, I don't know how clearly you remember, these amazing sort of, I guess, helicopter shots, cliffs, very dramatic. You're sort of scaling the side of some cliff and you basically take out all the bad guys and then rescue your friend. But when you emerge from the top of this cliff, you're trying to disguise yourself. Macgyver is wearing a bright red beanie.
Not just that. Well, I wasn't trying to disguise myself. I was wearing climbing gear. But yes, I do remember. And I don't know if you noticed the beanie, but it had a huge ball on the top of it.
Yes, yes.
Like, you know, it's Christmas time in the well, where were we? Utah, I guess.
Yeah.
But yes, I do remember that. And just, I loved picking out the anachronisms of that. Was more just kind of an oversight, I think, by somebody, but it was like the first shot we shot for Macgyver.
How well do you remember that time? Do you remember all the scenes that you filmed, and do you have standout Macgyver moments that you thought went too far into the realm of ridiculousness?
My favorite one, was, in retrospect, was, I don't know if you remember, but we did a lot of voiceover to
I remember it well. It was my whole childhood.
It was my nightmare, I swear to God.
It should take at least 90 seconds for the security people to get up here. About enough time for me to get into Catlin's.
But I remember the anachronism we're talking about, or I talk about all the time, is I was like trapped in a jail or something, and somehow I had to get out, and there was a bicycle just outside the door. And there's nobody around, so I tied probably shoelaces, I don't know, and something else together to get the end of this get this bicycle over to him, to cut the bars open. The voiceover explained the situation, that if I had a bicycle that was made out of magnesium and also blah, 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 then you can make yourself a torch. And I just absolutely love that one, because if you can find me a person in this world that has a bicycle made of magnesium, I want to meet him.
Of course, Patty and Selma, the biggest Macgyver fans in the world, so much so that they had a Macgyver convention. What was it like for you to be on the show after years of their dedication and love to you?
Just a little boy's dream come true is all. I mean, I was such a fan of, and still am, such a fan of The Simpsons and, of course, Family Guy now. I'd kind of like to do that to some degree for the rest of my life. But I don't have a voice talent like those guys do.